Hey, I'm Lauren from tastypc.tv. Today I'm going to be doing an overview of Asus's Maximus Phi Formula motherboard. So I'm really excited to be doing this video because I'm a huge fan of Republic of Gamers. So Asus have just released this Z77 motherboard to the UK, and it's been designed especially for gamers and PC enthusiasts. So I do have the ThunderFX edition, but today I'm just going to be looking at the motherboard. I plan to do the other bit in the part 2 video. I'm also hoping to overclock it and water cool it in future videos, so don't forget to subscribe to see those as they're released. So this is the first ever motherboard overview I've done, so any feedback is greatly appreciated. And now I'm going to bring the camera over and show you what's in the box. So if I start by taking you for a look around the box, you can see this motherboard's got an Intel Z77 chipset. It's also SLI and Crossfire compatible, and it's also PCI Express 3 ready. So if I now show you the back of the box, so on the back of the box we've got the specs. If I just zoom in a little bit. So this is a good point to pause if you want to get a chance to read the specs. So inside the box you get the Diablo 3 mouse mat, and there's also some highlighted features. So this motherboard comes with Supreme FX and Fusion Thermo, both of which I'm going to talk to you about when the motherboard's in front of me. It also comes with an MPCIe combo card, which I'm going to show you in a minute. It also comes with Game First 2, which is a piece of software that offers powerful network control, which just basically means that you can download in the background without having to worry about it affecting your game. It just offers network priority to the game over other programs. And then you also get up to 60% hybrid graphics boost with Virtue MVP, which just basically utilises integrated graphics. So I'm not going to talk about any of this bit at the moment because it's all to do with the ThunderFX, and in this video I'm just covering the motherboard. So this motherboard's bundled with Kaspersky and Demon Tools Pro. So now I'm going to show you the accessories. So with the motherboard you get an I'm Gaming Do Not Disturb door sign, the rear I/O shield, the Republic of Gamers sticker, some labels for your SATA cables. I think this is a really nice touch. You also get an installation disc and a user guide. I have to say this is one of the few user guides I've ever seen that's been in complete English, and it gives you really everything that you want to know. So then we've also got the mini PCI combo card that I mentioned when I was talking around the box. So on this side we've got a wireless and network and Bluetooth card. On this side we've got an mSATA slot for an mSATA solid state drive. I have to say I really do love this design because the functionality is there if you want it, but if you don't want it, it still keeps the motherboard looking tasty. So I have actually already removed the ThunderFX accessories just to make things easier, but I will cover them in the ThunderFX overview video. So then we've also got the front panel Easy Connect adapters, some Wi-Fi antennas, so then moving along, we've got 4 SATA 6 gigabit cables, 2 SATA 3 gigabit cables, a black flexible SLI connector, and the Republic of Gamers connector cable, which allows you to plug your motherboard into other PCs to get all sorts of info and overclocking goodness. So now I'm going to take you for a look at the motherboard. So taking a look at the board, the first thing that I noticed was the heatsink. Now this is Asus's exclusive thermal fusion water cooling design, and it basically makes use of the dual heatsink combining water cooling with standard air cooling. And it basically just has a full nickel and copper pipe running through it that takes 3/8 tubing and clamps to help the board run at even lower temps. So the next thing that I noticed is the ROG eye. Now this has come back and it now pulsates and lights up red. which I personally really love, but if you don't like it, you can just unplug this connector here and tuck that under the heatsink. So another really important feature on the board is the onboard audio. Now the best way to explain this is it's kind of like having a high-end sound card actually on the board. It makes use of the full independent trace design red line concept. I don't know if you can see the line here, it lights up, and this line just basically separates the main PCB board from the audio section. And the line signifies the fact that it's shielded and it just looks really cool. But basically this stops interference from the rest of the components but also the rest of the motherboard. So we've also got Supreme FX audio chip, which is also shielded, a 300 ohm headphone amp, and the premium audio capacitors. So we've also got the main capacitor, which actually stores power for when you need it, so if there was suddenly an explosion or something like that. But I do really love that Asus has taken the audio so seriously on this motherboard. Now this motherboard does actually come with software that allows you to select preset audio profiles to optimise your sound for the specific type of use. Say you are playing a racing game or a first person shooter. So now what I'm going to do is take you for a tour around the motherboard. So firstly we've got the connector for the MPCIe combo card that I've already showed you. Then we've got the 12 volt 8-pin connector and an additional 4-pin one. And this is for anyone doing anything crazy like sub-zero cooling, because your motherboard will need additional power. We've then also got two 4-pin PWM fan headers. There are 8 in total on this motherboard. We've then also got the Q code boot LED display. So if you've got problems during booting process, they'll be shown here. We've also got another fan header and this slow mode switch. Basically you just turn this on if you are going to be sub-zero cooling. So then along the bottom we've got the start button, the reset button and the go button, which also doubles as the mem OK button. We've also got some onboard voltage readout points. So here we've got the LN2 jumper, your traditional 12-pin connector, another fan header and the USB 3 port. So here we've got 4 SATA Z77 connectors. These two run at 6 gigabits per second and these two run at 3 gigabits per second. We've also got 4 as media 6 gigabit per second connectors. So at the bottom of the board we've got the front panel connector. We've got the TPM connector in case you want to use the additional security features. We've also got 2 more fan headers, one here and one here. And we've also got the Thunderbolt header. And here we've just got 2 USB 2 connectors. So here we have the Easy connector, which just gives you additional power to your PCI slots if they use it. Now I much prefer it to be here than where it traditionally was over here, because it made cable management impossible. So then we also have the audio ports, and finally the 2 additional fan headers. So this motherboard also has 3 thermal temperature connectors. One here, and one here. Now you can connect things like fan controllers and displays to these to monitor the temperatures. So with the PCIe slots, they either run in 16 times, or 8 times 8 times, or 8 times 4 times 4 times, and it runs as PCIe 3. So with memory, it is dual channel and DDR3, and it can run up to 32 gigabytes with up to 2800 megahertz when overclocked. So now I'm going to turn the motherboard around and show you the rear I/O ports. So on the rear I/O panel, we've got a clear CMOS button, the ROG Connect button, the ROG Connect port, which also doubles as a USB 2 port, 3 additional USB 2 ports, the eSATA port, the HDMI port, the display port, and the optical out. We've also got the Gigabyte LAN port and 4 USB 3 ports, but these 2 are by as media and these two are by Intel. And then you've also got the audio ports you'd expect to see, including the optical in. So I think I've covered everything. Now I'm going to move on to the conclusion. So this was my first look and overview of Asus's Maximus Phi Formula motherboard. Hopefully I covered all of the important features, but I haven't even begun to look at the included software yet, and I can't wait to see how it performs and overclocks. But before I go, I just want to say a big thank you to Asus for supplying the motherboard, and if you liked this overview, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to see this board in many more videos, and thanks for watching.